Welcome, foolish mortals, to another episode of the HitchHiking Hosts Show 101. I am your host, your ghost host, West Troop, and I am back to finish up our opening day history of Disneyland. Don't worry, I'll be back with another episode next week that takes place just a little bit down the road from opening day in Disneyland. Don't worry, we got 60 more years to go, baby, of Disney parks. So this is not anywhere close to being done. We're gonna finish up Tomorrowland from opening day. One more attraction to cover, and you may have seen this type of attraction if you're familiar with the Circle Vision 360 that you can find at Epcot, as well as formerly the Magic Kingdom and formerly Disneyland, of course. So we're going to talk about, ladies and gentlemen, Circarama U.S.A. and the first film that played, A Tour of the West. Here we go. One of the first things to dazzle guests at Disneyland's Tomorrowland was the Circarama Theater. For his upcoming theme park opening, Walt Disney wanted to develop a new format for presenting short films. It would involve a series of screens that would surround the audience a full 360 degrees. The idea of making this kind of film wasn't a brand new one, as it had been done at the earliest in 1901 at the Paris World Fair, but Walt would be the one to make the technique a hit. Walt saw his new technology of Cinerama at the Pantages Theater in Los Angeles, where a movie was shown on 3 screens simultaneously. Disney liked the idea, but wanted to one-up it and extend it so that the screens would surround the entire audience. Walt called in Disney legend Roger Broggie and special effects expert Eustace Lysette to explore the possibility to make the theater. In the original design concept, the plan for Tomorrowland's Circarama Theater had been for there to be a center gondola, where the projectors would have projected on the 12 screens, but the Imagineers found that if they used an odd number of screens with small spaces left between them, they could place the projectors in the gaps, and the projectors could then project the images across the space to the screen that was their opposite, thus freeing up the center space and eliminating any distortion. The original Circarama movie, A Tour of the West, was shot by Paul Mantz and Frank Tallman of Tallmantz Aviation. They shot the film with 11 16mm Cine Kodak special cameras, whose drive shafts were mechanically linked together by single sprockets chain. They used a tachometer to control the shooting speed, which was at a rate of between 8 and 24 frames per second. To cover 360 degrees of arc, the cameras were mounted onto a circular platform. The platform was then strapped to the roof of the car, an American Motors Rambler. The push-button controls that were used to start, stop, and control the camera function were mounted into the dashboard of the car. Sponsored by the American Motors Corporation, the attraction was originally given the name Circarama U.S.A. This name was not only a reflection of the relatively new theater process of the time, known as Circarama, but also to show the attraction's association with its sponsor and the automobile industry. The original sign outside of the theater had all of the letters of the word in large, bold, black letters, except for the middle 3, where the word car was all in red. Circarama U.S.A. and the original 11-minute movie, A Tour of the West, opened to positive reviews at a press preview party held in June of 1955. The theater and film officially opened on Disneyland's first day of July 17, 1955. The 11-minute show ran 3 times an hour, with an 8-minute intermission between each show, allowing audiences to be ushered in and out of the theater. Inside the circular theater, the audience stood without lean rails in the center of the asphalt-paved circle that measured approximately 40 feet in diameter and was bordered by a perimeter made up of American motor cars and Kevlar appliances. The audience was encircled by 11 8-foot-tall screens, which were mounted 8 feet off the ground, giving the viewer a sense of movement that began on Sunset Boulevard in front of the Beverly Hills Hotel. The experience continued with a race down Wilshire Boulevard and a tour through the Los Angeles area freeway system, before heading off toward scenery of Monument Valley, a tour of the Grand Canyon, a poolside view of Las Vegas, and a high-speed boat ride through Newport Harbor. In 1958, Walt created a brand new Circarama film for the Brussels World Fair called America the Beautiful. The new film would showcase the entire United States. In June of 1960, the new film replaced a tour of the West in the Circarama U.S.A theater at Disneyland and was sponsored by Bell Telephone. The theater would go on to play a few other films throughout the years, including Wonders of China and American Journey. The technology would also make its way over to the other Disney parks as well. The theater would turn into the pre-show area for the Rocket Rods attraction, and today the space is used for the very popular attraction, Buzz Lightyear's Astro Blasters. While you can't find the Circle Vision 360 technology in Disneyland today, you can still find it in other Disney parks around the world. So yeah, I'm a fan of the Circarama, the Circle Vision 360 Circarama, whatever you want to refer to it as. Obviously, I never got to see the original Circarama USA or the original movie, the Tour of the West, as I was not alive at that time. But I've seen the technology at the other Disney parks. The Timekeeper in the Magic Kingdom that used to be there. The Wonders of China in the China Pavilion at Epcot, and the O Canada show in the Canadian Pavilion at Epcot. So I have seen the technology. I do enjoy it. I'm glad that they did add lean rails now to those shows, and I will be talking about those movies and those pavilions, Timekeeper and the Epcot pavilions in their own episodes. So don't just think that I just threw that in there and that's all we're going to talk about those. Oh, no. They will have their own episodes. But as the Circle 360 Circle Vision 360 shows go, I have no problem with them. I enjoy them a lot. So if you ever see a Circle Vision 360 show somewhere, if it's not in a Disney park, definitely check it out, and definitely check those out, the ones that still exist. All right, well, that's the episode. I'll be back next week with another topic, all about old school Disneyland history. So make sure you all come back now, you hear? Until then, don't forget to subscribe right here on YouTube, youtube.com/HitchHostShow. You can like the show on Facebook, facebook.com/HitchHostShow. Follow on the Twitter and the Instagram at HitchHostShow. And of course, if you're listening to the show, or you want to listen to the show, you can do so on Podbean. It's hitchhostshow.podbean.com. Or you can look for the show, search for it on iTunes or Stitcher under the HitchHiking Hosts Show or West Troop. Until next time, don't forget to
Hurry back
for the next episode. See ya.